Hello friends. Now I want to start to discuss with you about state legislatures at state level. State legislatures are usually of two types as like the parliament. First is a legislative assembly which is called to be Vidhan Sabha. Vidhan Sabha. Usually every state have their own Vidhan Sabha. It is lower house in the state legislature. It is lower house of the state legislature and legislative council Vidhan Parishad. Some states have legislative council. Not all states, but whichever the state have legislative council in those state, it is called to be upper house of the state legislature. Generally, states like Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. See, these states are big states in terms of the area, and they have large number of population. So they have arranged their own state legislature. In their state legislature, legislative council. So all states have no existence of legislative council, but anytime they realize it could be possible. But right now these states Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu has state legislature. In their state legislature, legislative council. State of Gujarat has no state legislative council but only legislative assembly. It is called Vidhan Sabha and legislative council is called Vidhan Parishad. Right, my friends? So keep in your mind these points. Okay. Here you have to remember one thing. Minimum numbers of state legislative assembly usually is required minimum 60 members and legislative assembly has maximum number is 500. So here you have to keep in your mind one thing, that minimum numbers in legislative assembly is 60 and highest number is 500. Usually every state have legislative assembly. In our Gujarat state, they have 182 members in legislative assembly. Right? Okay. Here I described about the information of state level legislative assembly and the council. Now I want to discuss some period, term. See, legislative assembly is being framed and the term is like the Lok Sabha 5 years term. And in a legislative council, the term is permanent term, no new formation of legislative council is done on the basis of legislative assembly. But we have to remember that 1/3 of their member usually retired after every 2 years. Means here you understand one thing, that legislative council is working and being framed on the base of Rajya Sabha, because Rajya Sabha is upper house in the parliament and legislative council is upper house in the state legislature. So in that way, this is compulsory required for both the houses that I have stated now. Okay. Now here I want to discuss some additional point of qualifications of members. See, as we have seen that in Lok Sabha minimum required age is 25. Same way in state legislative assembly 25 years of age is the minimum required qualification, and 30 years age is the minimum required qualification in state legislative assembly. Right? Remain both are common. First, I have not stated, but it is common that a person should be citizen of India, either in state level, either in the parliament, wherever you think. Even in the corporation level, even in the Gram Panchayat also, person has to be citizen of India, otherwise he cannot contest election. It is a clear. Okay. He should not be in a state of unsound mind. Second, he should not be insolvent. Third, he should not be declared a criminal. Right? These 3 points are also applied in every candidature form. Means whichever the election you want to contest, you should not be of unsound mind. Second, you should not be insolvent. Third, you should not be criminal. These 3 points are applied for state legislative council, state legislative assembly, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Everywhere is common and same. Right? Okay. Only term period is different at various houses. Nothing else. But these points, as the citizen of India, should not be of unsound mind, should not be insolvent, should not be declared a criminal during the criminal cases. These things are applied at everywhere. Right? Okay. Now, I want to discuss that importance of legislative assembly and legislative council. Okay. Let us discuss first about legislative assembly. See, legislative assembly is administrating the state, because here directly members are being elected by people of state. Right? Remember, people of state are directly electing members sitting in the legislative assembly. So assembly could be dissolved usually after 5 years in the natural course as a completion of term, but sometime in time also, as like the Lok Sabha, same way it will happen here, that if the constitutional provision for functioning the Vidhan Sabha is not possible, then governor has power to send the recommendation and report about constitutional crisis in the state to the President of India, and on this basis President can approve President rule. So in that period, whenever the President rule will continue, I repeat, if the state administration is unable to do the functioning, in that situation the governor has power to send the report and to recommend President rule in the state. During that period, governor will have all powers to administrate the state. this will happen for smooth functioning in absence of Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers and Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha. So in that way, now sometime why the Lok Sabha is being spoken by me, this is a mistake, I know. But almostly functions are same of Vidhan Sabha and Lok Sabha. So by mistake it was spoken. So you understand as the Vidhan Sabha because it is associated with only specific state, nothing else. Okay. Now who will do the functioning of the house of Vidhan Sabha? Right? Speaker, and in his absence, Deputy Speaker will looking after the functioning of the Vidhan Sabha. Okay. Now here I want to discuss with you about State Legislative Council, Vidhan Parishad. See, state legislature means the administration of the state. Upper house is Vidhan Parishad, State Legislative Council, and lower house is Vidhan Sabha, State Legislative Assembly. But in a whole, when you want to say the single word, it will be State Legislature, and it has two parts, as I stated here. Okay, State Legislative Council is as the upper house, it will be framed by election of educational personalities, qualified personalities, state level eminent personalities will be called to sit in the State Legislative Council, but their elections will be held, and who will elect them? Teachers of higher secondary and secondary level. Thereafter, local self-governance members means Panchayat, Jilla Panchayat, Taluka Panchayat, Municipal Corporation, municipalities members, these all elected members, and the graduate who have completed the graduation means third year of the college who have completed, they all, as they have taken degree, these all educated people will elect these members who will sit in the State Legislative Council. Okay, because it was just being spoken by me in earlier, I remembered, so I laughed. Okay, here it is clearly stated by me that Legislative Council is called Rajya Sabha, as like Rajya Sabha. So they are permanent house, and only 1/3 member will be retired, and the new 1/3 member will be elected by the voters. Okay. Now remember one thing. All powers for state legislature usually remain in hands of Vidhan Sabha, including money bill. Means it is decided that most of the bills will present first in Vidhan Sabha, then will come to Vidhan Parishad. Otherwise, both houses have equal power. So, governor will decide in which house which bill should be presented first, right? But in case of money bill, it is clearly presided procedure that it will be presented only and only first in lower house, means Vidhan Sabha, right my friends? And after being passed by both houses, or only wherever only single house, that house will pass, then it will be sent to the governor to sign it, and for state level it will be applied. Means that law which will be made by the state legislature will applied only in the political boundary of that state. And one thing more, we have studied in the earlier federal structures point in earlier chapters. So you keep in your mind the subjects which are indicated in the state list to frame the law in constitution. Out of those subjects, state legislature can frame only those laws, not other laws of union list. They can frame law. It is not possible. Right, my friends? Okay. Now I want to discuss the executive at the state level. See, executive is the political and administrative also. Generally, executive at the central level is comprises Prime Minister and his council of ministers. Apart from them on the higher level, the president will be there, the vice president will be there, and by following to these all council of ministers and prime minister, the lower level is coming is bureaucrats who are looking the functioning of the all departments of central government. So in that way, executive is comprises political leaders who have been elected on the various post or position, and administrative executive officers and other employees direct or indirectly in contact with the people. So in that way, the executive is made or comprises, I again repeat, President of India, Vice President of India, Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers, and other administrative executive officers and other employees at the central level. So, as the law has been framed by Parliament, will be implemented by this executive. So, you can understand the functioning of the Parliament mainly for framing the law, and the functioning of the executive is mainly about implementing the law. In both the situation, the administrative executive carries out the work of implementing policies, programs and planning made by government with keeping in view welfare of people, to fulfill the expectation of people also. So here it is important for us to understand that the executive is working for welfare of people with help of permanent bureaucrats who are working for up to their retirement age. And the political executive means the Prime Minister, President, Vice President and Council of Ministers with Prime Minister are political executives. So they are coming for usually 5 years, and within these 5 years they are framing the laws, they are framing the policies, programs, and try to implement the laws and try to fulfill the aspiration, expectation, wishes of people. But the administrative executive means the administrative executive officer and mm, other employees are working as the appointed bureaucrats. So they are trying to implement the policies and programs, and they are trying to take it up to the people. So they are called administrative executive. Their duties are always important. It cannot be denied in any circumstances. Remember, my friends. Now I want to discuss with you about some detail of administrative executive and political executive. See, the political executive are member belonging to any political party, but the administrative executive are being appointed on specific position in the government with certain qualifications, qualities and experiences, as well as passing through different competitive examination. So they are more caliber having people, an efficient person appointed permanently. So the service of the administrative officer is known as civil service. I repeat, the service of the administrative officer is known as civil service. Here we have to remember that these bureaucrats are coming from any state and work for the central level before their retirement. If they have done any misbehave, showed any lack of inefficiency in work, or they are not honest with their work, in all these circumstances and situations, they could be removed from their post after following certain prescribed inquiry procedure. Prescribed inquiry procedure is given in the specific laws, and by following this procedure they could be removed from their post. So in that situation, the responsibility of administrative executive is too much. They are more responsible in all the way to follow their duties, right, my friends? So keep in your mind, the importance of the executive is always more, mostly administrative executive, because they are reflecting, they are trying to implement the program and policy made by the political executive. So they should require to be unbiased. They should be required to be unbiased. Government officers are unbiased. They should not be associated with any political party. It is essential. Political party could be changed in the government as the rule. The political executive could be changed after 5 years election. But these officers will remain forever up to their retirement age. So they are needed to be honest. They are needed to be more qualified, who can implement practically the decisions taken by the political executive. The program, policy and planning have made by the political executive. It is necessary to be implemented by administrative executive also. So here I want to state again the importance of political executive up to framing policies, programs and making plans to implement. An administrative executive's importance is starts by implementing those policies, those programs and those plannings which have been made by the political executive. So their importance is also considered to be more efficient and more important, right, my friends? So they are, due to this reason, needed to be qualified, needed to be educationally qualified, and quality having experience. So the smooth implementation of policies, programs, both become possible, right my friends? So here I have stated with you about executive and state legislative structure with you, right my friends?